สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. In this video, I'm going to answer, hopefully, all of your questions about lemongrass, which is an absolute staple in any Thai kitchen. If you want to learn more about Thai ingredients, I do have some other videos on other ones, and I will be making more, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those, and I'll be putting them all in a nice little playlist. I'll put the link to that playlist in the description below and up here, and let's get started. Lemongrass in Thai is called takrai, and this is probably how you see it at your grocery store. It grows out of the ground right here, but up top here there's actually very long leaves that come out, and the leaves are very sharp. So if you ever go nearby a lemongrass bush, do not grab the leaves just, willy-nilly, because it can cut you. Now, one misconception about lemongrass is that it is sour. Okay, lemongrass, even though it's called lemon, does not have any taste meaning it doesn't have any sweet, sour, salty, umami, anything. We use it for its aroma, which is citrusy and lemony, but a little grassier. I know that sounds really obvious, but if you smell lemon versus lemongrass, you'll know what I mean. The first thing to know is when you get a stalk like this, the flavor is concentrated over here, not at the top. So when I cook with lemongrass, I always cut the top off and I save that for stock or for tea. Okay, now the bottom I also remove because that's a hard root that you can't use. I usually peel off one layer on the outside or two depending on how dirty it is, because this layer is usually pretty dry. Now once you get down to here, this is where flavor is concentrated. There are a few ways you can use it. If you're using soup, you can smash it. You can use the back of your knife, or if you have a pestle, you can smash it. Release the aroma that's inside those cells. That smells good already. Cut it into chunks, throw it into soups. It only takes 3 to 5 minutes to get the flavor out into a liquid. In that form though, you cannot eat it because this is very, very tough. So treat it more like a cinnamon stick, let it infuse, and then you discard it after, okay? Now, if you want to actually eat it, you can, but you have to cut it very, very fine. You can toss it into salad, add it into dips, throw it into stir fries, and it's small enough that you can chew it and it's not going to be a problem for you. Smells so good. Storing. Unless I know I'm using it within the week, I always freeze my lemongrass. So what I do is I cut off the parts that I don't use. I freeze the top separately, by the way, for my stalks. I cut off the root end that I don't want. And then I freeze it in chunks. So I usually cut, something like this, put these in freezer bags, and then freeze them, and they'll last quite some time. If you want to make them last even longer, wrap these in foil first before you put it in a freezer bag, because foil is impermeable to air, which causes freezer burn, and I find that really prolongs the life of herbs in general in the freezer. If you cannot find fresh lemongrass, there are frozen, dried, paste, and even powdered. And it kind of depends on what you need it for. My first question that I would ask is, does that recipe need the lemongrass? Because sometimes it's just one of the many, many flavors that are going on. If you leave it out, it'll still be okay. Okay. Your next best bet is generally frozen. So this is the only kind of frozen lemongrass I can find at my local store. It's just chopped up lemongrass that's frozen. I have a feeling that this is the entire stalk of lemongrass, not like, for me, I only use the strongest part of the lemongrass. They probably didn't. And it also has food coloring added to it to make it more green. So I don't love it for that, but if you could probably add this to a curry paste and it would be okay. Powdered, I've never used, but again, that would probably work in maybe a dip or a curry paste. There's dried lemongrass, like whole pieces of lemongrass that's dried. I have had success with that in soups, but not in any other application. Okay, so think about what dish you're making and also whether you can leave it out altogether. Some of you may think that lemon zest might work, and it's close-ish, but lemon I find has a much sweeter aroma compared to lemongrass that you will end up with a very drastically different result. So I tend to just not go that route. And that is it. I hope that was helpful. And if you have more questions, reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or through my website, hotthaikitchen.com. If you've got tips or tricks about lemongrass, please share with us in the comments below. I'm sure people would love to find out about it. If you haven't subscribed to the show, make sure you do. And don't forget to check out the playlist on other ingredients. Link is in the description below. And I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.